mindfulness of sounds and thoughts. So taking a moment now to settle into a comfortable posture for this exercise, which will last around 10 minutes or so. So if you're sitting on a chair, allowing your feet to be flat on the floor and stretching up gently from the pelvis and the hips so your back is reasonably upright but not stiff. Allowing your shoulders to fall back and down away from the ears so the chest is open, allowing a sense of flow. You might want to tuck in your chin a little so that the back of the neck is long and soft. And softening behind the eyes, in the jaw, allowing the brow to be smooth. And gently closing your eyes if that feels comfortable, or just lowering your gaze if you prefer. Becoming aware of the breath as it comes into your body at the nostrils, gently stretching the abdomen and the chest as the air fills your lungs. And then the little letting go and release that happens on each out breath. Becoming aware of points of contact, so where your feet make contact with the floor. Becoming aware of where your body is supported by the chair. Maybe the hands, perhaps resting on the lap or touching each other. Opening to whatever sensations you notice there. And at a certain point, allowing your attention to shift away from the body, opening to the sounds you can hear, including those of my voice, sounds in the room, sounds further away, perhaps sounds in your body. Being receptive to whatever is there, no need to cast around to hear particular sounds. Becoming aware of the direction from which the sound comes. Maybe noticing the space between the sounds. And our minds tend to try to identify or judge the sounds as we hear them. And if that happens, just noticing that tendency of the mind and letting it go, opening again to the raw sensations of the sound. The pitch, the volume, the rhythm and duration of the sounds. There's no need to create a story about the sounds, but if you do, just acknowledging that the mind is storytelling as it's designed to do, before opening again to bring your attention to the raw sensations of the symphony of the sounds around you. Noticing how sounds arise and then pass away. And when you're ready, letting go of the sounds and allowing your thoughts to take center stage. Bringing a kind, curious awareness to the events in your mind. Noticing that, like sounds, thoughts appear without your control. And like sounds, thoughts arise, they develop and pass away. There's no need to try and make thoughts come or go. Just let them arise naturally. And if there seem to be no thoughts, just allowing that to be just as it is. And when a thought does come into your awareness, maybe about the past or the future, or a judgment about yourself or this exercise, paying close attention to what this thought is. Not its content, but what is it made of? Is it an image, some words, or something harder to define? Just noticing the quality of a thought. No need to think about it. Can you detect the very start of a thought? The very end of a thought? Maybe these are thoughts about thoughts. But these are just temporary mental events, like all thoughts. It can help sometimes to think of thoughts a bit like clouds. They arise, change, and then pass away. They can be dark and stormy, or light and wispy, but they always change. Or you may like to think of thoughts as like trains passing through a station platform. Sometimes noisy and fast, sometimes a little slower and quieter. But knowing you can always let the train pass without getting on. You may prefer to think of thoughts as leaves on a stream, floating downstream while you're sitting on the bank watching. And some thoughts might carry quite a strong emotional charge, a sadness or anxiety, anger, happiness. And if that's the case, just noticing that. Perhaps noting whether it's negative or positive, and not trying to change that emotional charge. Just allowing the thoughts and emotions they bring to arise, linger as they will, and pass through. And if they don't pass through, that's fine too. Just noting their quite sticky nature. And when you're ready, letting go of paying attention to anything at all in particular. as we bring this exercise to a close.